Greetings again. Today we're going to talk about what JewishGen is really good at, and that is providing communication vehicles between yourself and 500,000 JewishGeners around the world. We do it primarily through discussion groups. We provide thousands of researchers throughout the world with the opportunity to connect, ask questions, exchange information, and learn from others. There is no charge to participate. We have archives 25 years of communication, and we have an alternative, Facebook, for instant response for your question. So what is a discussion group? Well, here's a perfect example. The end of last year, you can see there's an announcement from the Bukovina Special Interest Group that they have an update to their database. You can see there are a couple of folks here who are looking for help in Gorlice, in Walheim. You can see an announcement of new files available online and some JewishGen announcements like this week's Yisker book excerpt or maybe a new class. And you'll see what else is available online, and often there are various JGSs that announce their upcoming programs. So it has a lot of uses. Well, how would you join it? Go to the JewishGen homepage and log in. Once you log in, let me suggest you click on My Profile on the upper right-hand corner. In there, you will find mailing lists. You can see them here where the arrow is, and it will tell you what mailing lists you are a member of, and you can just click the button to subscribe to any of them. There's the primary JewishGen discussion list, and then a list of about 35 discussion groups you can look at where their areas of interest are. Most of the discussion groups revolve around a country or a city or an area. There are some smaller ones that talk about topics like theater and DNA, rabbinic, professional, but most of them are country and area based. So here are the discussion lists. Now you want to post a message. You have a question. I would suggest you read it for a little while, read them, get acquainted with the netiquette of posting a message. For instance, subject lines should be informative. If you just put question up there or Cohen up there, there are people that will look at the subject line and not read the posting. So make it informative. Tell us what you're looking for. Keep the surnames in capital letters and sign it with your name and your city. And many of us like to sign it with the surnames and towns we're interested in, just in case somebody else has a pair of surnames and towns that match. You will find the details in the discussion group info file. It's only a page or two. It might be worth reading, and you'll find that under info files. It's a good time to just take a minute and say, info files are under the Get Started oval. You'll see them right there. And what is terrific about them is they are hundreds of topics, various topics you might, cemeteries, vital records, Eastern Europe. And there are countries and areas. And also there's info files. They're just something someone wrote that sounds about right, and most of them are up to date. Not all of them, but they're worth reading. All right, let's get back to discussion groups. I find the easiest thing is to use Gmail. In Gmail, if you click on that bottom caret, and then click on plain text mode, you won't have a problem getting your message posted. Right now, we need plain text, which means no photographs, no HTML. Now, there's another function that's really wonderful, and it goes hand in hand with the discussion groups, and that is, what happens if you have a photograph you'd like somebody to look at, or you have a document, a letter that someone wrote to you in another language, or you have a vital record that you need translated. You can send this photo to one of two places. You can send it up to ViewMate, And all you have to do is remember the file name and the folder name and just send it up to JewishGen and ViewMate. It'll tell you exactly where to send it. Or you can send it to Facebook, we'll talk about in a minute. And this is what it looks like. These are ViewMates. And you can see there's a tombstone and there's a letter and a picture and whatever the question is. And typically you'd post a message on our discussion group and say, please take a look at, and you have the name of your ViewMate. Or I have found that if it's a tombstone or a short letter, you don't even have to post a message on the discussion list. We have people that scroll the ViewMates to see what needs to be done, what needs to be translated, or what tombstones need to be translated, and they'll answer you right there. And many people could answer. You could have 3 or 4 different answers, which is wonderful. And it stays there for a month or two, so you have time to look at it and talk back to the people who answered you. So ViewMate is a wonderful function for posting your letters, your documents, and your photographs. There's another wonderful function, and that is the discussion group archives. 25 years of questions and answers, over 150,000 archive postings. And I want to press this one because there are several members of JewishGen who are very knowledgeable about Jewish customs and history and languages and names. And their arguments back and forth and their refutations of statements made by one person or another are interesting to follow. There are certain posters like Alexander Sharon, who understands towns in Eastern Europe. There are other posters who understand Jewish culture. So I suggest you go in there and ask for your town and maybe your surname and see what has been posted in the years. And to do that, you go into databases, and at the bottom, complete list of databases. And here you'll see on that complete list of databases, the JewishGen discussion group, the main discussion group, and then the individual SIG discussion group archives. So if you're only interested in Belarus or Poland or Bialystok, you can go into just that archive and see what people have written in terms of names. This is what the archive query looks like. You enter a word, you say where you're going to look, and then you're going to get a list of responses to your query. In this case, you've searched the results for Warsaw in the main discussion list, and you'll get a list of people who answered and what the subject matter is. And you can look at the message, and you can look at the originator and send them an email back. So discussion groups and their archives and ViewMate are really a wonderful function of communicating on JewishGen. We also have the Jewish Genealogy Portal, and that's on Facebook. It has 25,000 members. And to get there, you join Facebook, and you may very well be on it now. You would join the Jewish Genealogy Portal. You could post a question. You can post a photograph. I want to just make one comment. The beauty of the discussion group is that it's got 25 years of archives, that your ViewMate stays there with multiple responses over the days and weeks that follow your posting. The beauty of Facebook is that it's instantaneous. In this world we live in now, everything is instantaneous. So you will get, hopefully, an instantaneous response to your posting, but not everybody reads Facebook every single day and every minute, and you may miss a response from someone who might come on tomorrow. And you won't miss that using the discussion group. So you take your pick, whether you want instantaneous, whether you want long-term, but in any case, use JewishGen to communicate with your 500,000 fellow JewishGeners. Thank you.